Let me just switch on my screen here. Hopefully that will work. And let's see if this works. Yes. Okay. So today, day 2 of Measure Summit. First of all, we have Julius from Analytics Mania at about 50 minutes now. He will be speaking about the data layer, the Google Tag Manager data layer. Then we have Leah Pika talking about 3 keys to avoiding data presentation zombification. Then we have Tom Breeze talking about YouTube ads, obviously, and Krista Seiden at the 4th slot here, digital analytics trends, a changing industry, and what's next. And everybody who's very interested in App Plus Web, you should definitely check that out as well. And last but not least, we have Brian Massey, Everyday Behavioral Science for Websites that Convert. So pretty interesting stuff here, and I'm excited to get this started. Obviously, this wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. So as we have already mentioned, there is Supermetrics, who is our premier sponsor. And they had a little announcement this morning, or today. They actually brought out a new connector. You can go to their website. They had it definitely on their blog. So a new connector that is out now. They don't have it in the menu yet, but it's a connector for, where's the blog? It's a connector for Shopify. So if you are a Shopify store owner and want to send your data to your favorite tools, such as, let's see, definitely Google Data Studio, probably, BigQuery, that would now be possible directly with a connection with their Supermetrics products. I actually don't know if this is maybe something they haven't yet put into the actual product SKU here. But what we see here, you can access all the different data that Shopify provides. And you can get a 14-day trial already. So maybe that's something. Or we also have a special offer from Supermetrics. So if you go over to the booth pages, virtual booths here, we have many different little offers here from our speakers and our sponsors. And Supermetrics is right now providing you as a Measure Summit attendee a 20% discount on their offering. So that's something you can...
MS20 is what you'll need to use for that. And we sent out an email earlier about that too to everybody. So you should also have that in your email.
Cool.
But that Shopify thing's pretty exciting. Just another example of that company, like I said, being right place, right time, and trying to connect everything together, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because it is absolutely going to be the trend. Is everybody's got siloed data, none of these things talk to each other, and having something like Supermetrics really feels an incredible need. So thank you again, Supermetrics, for sponsoring. Of course, also to Measure School.
Right. Thank you.
For MeasureMarket.io, our company, and of course, Verified Data, Brian Clifton's company,
yes,
who is also a speaker that you'll be hearing from
tomorrow.
All right, so let's go ahead, Julian. Sorry.
No, tomorrow. He will be speaking tomorrow. So he's
tomorrow. Thank you. Yes, exactly right. Yep. Okay, so then a couple things. I got a question. I've gotten, I do my best to keep it up to the email, so feel free to email me because everyone's got my email because I'm the one sending the emails. That's fine. Send me the emails if you have questions. No problem. Our team is standing by trying to help out with that. One question I got, which is really a cool idea, is somebody saying, hey, listen, we're actually looking for a particular individual just from like a job they were hiring. And so in today's day and age, like if we can help people get jobs, let's do it. This is the Measure Summit community. Take advantage of it. So go to the community. Anybody that is, looking for a job, maybe post, we might break it out into something separate, but for now, go to Measure Summit community. And in that Measure Summit community, which is in the community section, just create a discussion. And let's do it. Like I will go back there. We'll help sort of clean stuff up if it gets a little out of place. But we wanted to really get guidance from you as the Measure Summit community to figure out kind of how this is really useful for everybody while everybody's here for the 4 days. And of course, all Access Pass members get to keep all of this and stay and keep the conversation going after the fact. So, but again, take advantage of it now. So pop that in there and just create a little discussion and say, hey, I'm looking for this, especially if you're hiring. because there's so much great talent here and there's great companies that are here that are looking for great people. So if we can help connect the dots for individuals, that would be the way to do it.
Do you want to do a quick walkthrough again of the platform for people that are new? And
it's probably a good idea because not everybody was here for day one, potentially. So yeah, so obviously what we're looking at is the live event page. When this goes to the replay, so at the end of this broadcast, which is about 6 hours long, we'll finish up the broadcast and it'll be the replay. So you'll see the replay there and it'll say replay for day number 2. And of course you have your chat. So this is the schedule as Julian's showing on the right-hand side. It shows the schedule for day number 2. This is the live chat. Now you can also pop out that chat if you want over in the lower right-hand corner. Yeah, you hit that little button and it pops it out. Now you've got your own little chat. Kind of off on the side if you want, which I've personally found super convenient, so I can keep track of watching stuff and also involving myself with the chat. So you have that. Now the Q&A feature. So if you click on the underneath the chat icon there, there's a little question and answer in the blue tab, little blue button. So when you click there, this is active when each speaker section is active. Right now, there's no speakers talking or presenting. So when that is, you'll see at the bottom underneath the video, it'll say like, oh, Leah Peak is talking right now. And then when you ask questions here, those questions, two things. This is a thing that we had fixed from day one. The questions were actually working, but they were not refreshing fast enough. And so what was happening was people were asking the question over and over and over again. We are also taking care of that. We're fixing it all. But when you ask a question back here, it'll show up. And it also shows up for our speaker in the speaker section. Feel free to ask questions in live chat too. That actually hasn't been working out all that horribly. That's worked out pretty well. So, but there's just a couple of places. If you want to make sure that the speaker sees your question, especially if the chat feed starts going crazy, then just go ahead and put it into the Q&A here. It automatically imports into the speaker's page themselves. So let's show you where that is. So now if you go to sessions, this is the top navigation. We go to sessions and let's scroll down. You'll see this is organized by when they talked. So Seema was first, and then Mike was second, and Ahmad was third. This is all day one. We finished up with David Crevitt, and coming up next is Julius, who I know is already in the chat. Hey, Julius. And so when you click on Julius's page, for example, you will see the questions and answers that are there. In fact, actually, you know what? Let's click on Mike's really quickly, because this is what it will look like. So once Julius goes live, it'll look similar to this. Like in this case, Mike's presentation is back there. Remember, free ticket holders have access to everything for 24 hours, but after 24 hours, you will not have access to it. You have to upgrade to All Access Pass to get it. All Access Pass members will keep access to all of this, so you'll see it. But you'll see all these different questions and answers. So we're not just myself, Julian and I are constantly working with our speakers in the background. We're creating questions and answers. I'm actually importing a bunch from Simo in the background here, so they'll be in there shortly under Simo's. But this is where it looks like. So all of those questions are getting answered. Just get them to us as fast as you can. We'll get them to the speakers. The speakers are getting them to us. Sometimes, again, the speakers like Julius in this case looks like he's going to be in the chat, which is fantastic. Yeah. So as many answers as he can get, we will copy those out, and we'll make sure they also are on his speaker page when his session goes live.
It's important to notice that not all the speakers will be on the live chat, but we'll try to get them all the different kind of questions that you might have, and also the comments, because sometimes there were really some great comments there, or tips and tricks on further links. And yeah, the chat is quite active right now. We are not yet as many people because we haven't started yet, but we already have Daniel here, Mario, Vlad, Christoph, and we saw already that Julius is standing by to be jumping in at around 40 minutes for his little presentation. And yeah, you can ask him any question that you want, and hopefully he'll be able to answer it in the chat. Otherwise, we'll, if he doesn't catch the answer, or if there are too many questions, we'll catch them and put them into the section, so you'll be able to see them there. Okay, let's go on.
All right, continuing on. So you have seen the virtual booths, but again, just to point those out, so that's next to the sessions. We have the individual speaker pages, of course, and then next to the sessions are these virtual booths. So this is where our sponsors and our speakers have their booths. So you can click onto those and you can learn more about the companies, everything from Supermetrics, again, at MS20 for their coupon code is what that would be for 20% off any connector. And I'm assuming that means the Shopify connector, which is new and super cool. You've got Measure School, we've got Verified Data, MeasureMarketing.io. Coding is for Losers, Digital Marketer, KS Digital. You've got back there Web Savvy, Analytics Mania, Online Metrics, and of course, Ben Collins, Better and Stronger Conversion Sciences. And finally, UTM.io, Siavac, which is Ahmad Kanani's company, and Leah Pika, who's also speaking today. So you've got everybody back there to take a look. You get to learn more about their companies and what those companies have to offer. And of course, some of them have special deals for you as a Measure Summit attendee.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to come back to I'm going to come back to this in a second, but first we'll kind of cover this whole thing because we got something kind of exciting we just released. So let's click on sponsors. Again, sponsors, just to thank everybody, Supermetrics, Measure School, Verified Data, MeasureMarket.io. This just goes to their individual pages, so you can take a look at those. And then I have gotten emails from people asking about sponsorships for 2021. We're going to probably put something on this page probably over the next couple of days. If you are interested in being a sponsor for 2021, just let me know. Right now, people are sending me emails, which is fine because we're collecting all of that data. We don't have any packages or anything else set up yet for 2021. It's a little too early. But anybody that's interested, we'll give you an opportunity to email me. Number one, this is easiest. And then, but we'll have a little section down here too where you can get some information. Or honestly, if you're just like, hey, I wish this company would sponsor, because that's how we got Supermetrics. Like I explained that in the email. That's 100% true story. As Julie and I did an initial survey to both our customers, basically our members, and we said, hey, we're thinking about this Measure Summit thing, and do you want to register? And people did. We said, cool. Who do you want to see to sponsor? Number one name was Supermetrics, and that's why we reached out to Supermetrics and said, hey, our individuals for this, right, at the time was 400 people. And Supermetrics is like, oh, well, how many do you think? I'm like, well, I don't know, 3,000 or 5,000, something like that. And of course, now we are at almost 10. We are really close to 10 right now. So I'm looking forward to that. Pretty sure we're going to close over 10 today. But anyway, that's how Supermetrics came about, was because you asked for Supermetrics to sponsor and, give you 20% off in this case.
Yeah.
So if you have another sponsor or anything like that, just let me know. Send emails or put in the community would be good. Actually, probably better in the community because that way it's there. We can reference it a little bit later. Okay, so as we continue on, the giveaway. Julian, do you want to go ahead and talk about the giveaway?
You want to talk about?
Oh, sorry, community. I'm talking about, go to the community and totally skip that. So the community we've already seen briefly. We talked about there's 2 that are available to free access pass, or to the free ticket holders, excuse me. All access pass members, you have your own individual community, so you guys can network back there. But the Measure Summit community is available to everybody right now. So if you click in there, you can just create a new discussion. Again, if you're trying to hire for somebody, you're looking for a position, you need some help, all of that stuff, let them know, let the community. That's what we're all back here for. So ask away, put stuff back there, reply to other things that people have. We're obviously replying as well. But this is what it's for. It's for us as a community to come together, to network, to meet and greet a little bit, to help each other out where we can. So that's what the Measure Summit community is. And as we need to, and again, I'm always up to suggestions. If you think, hey, we need to break out another group that's just a job board, I'm cool with that. We can do that, and I'll move everything over into a job board if you want to do that. Just let me know. So that's the community that you have. And then also, Julian, can you go back to the main community section, the speaker Q&A? I want to make sure that people see that too. So this is another place to ask questions, and we'll make sure these come in through here too. So as the speakers speak, we'll see different questions and answers coming through here. And we will also take those and get those to the speakers to get you some answers. So again, not all the speakers are back here yet because they haven't all spoken yet, but as they speak, this is especially important for those of you who are watching the replay, because I realize you're not going to be able to ask questions live or live in chat when the speaker's there. Ask them here. This is where you'd want to do it, and then we'll copy these and get them to the speakers and get you answers as well, as fast as we possibly can. So just wanted to make sure you knew about that one. All right, and now the giveaway.
Right. The giveaway is something we came up with because we had so awesome sponsors, but also awesome speakers that have awesome products. And if we asked around, like, how could we showcase a bit more of your products, they said, hey, let's do a giveaway. And so the giveaway really started up with Supermetrics, who said, okay, we are down to give out a license to any of our products. And the biggest license is for the BigQuery connector, which is worth up to $20,000, apparently. Depending how much data you pump through it, I guess that's like the limit there. But they're gonna give you a 1-year license if you win this giveaway prize. And we have many other prizes, so it's really great chances to win something of this, because we also have a course from the SEO training program from David Kravitz, Blueprint SEO training program. We have an account for verified data, which is in GA audit tool or Google Analytics audit tool. You're going to get it for 3 months with unlimited audits for 5 websites. So really great for auditing client work. We have the Google Analytics Masterclass by Krista Seiden, a new course she is starting. We have copies of Brian Clifton's book, signed copies actually, so priceless in that sense, from him personally. We have a data presentation plus storytelling bootcamp from Leah Picker, who's going to talk today as well as the second speaker. All course bundle from Ben Collins, everything around Google Sheets and AppScript. So that's something you can check out as well. 1 year of Measure Masters by Measure School. So that's a product of of my company. And we have a 1 year Measurement Marketing Academy Pro Edition, also by Measurement Marketing by Mercer's company. And last but not least, we have a MeasureSummit All Access Pass. 3 times we're giving this away within this little giveaway. All you need to do, if you are not yet inside of the giveaway, you need to fill out this form. There is a form. Normally, I'm logged in right now, so that's why you're seeing this. But you can actually create more entries for yourself, so you can better your chances of winning by sharing your link or mentioning us on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, or subscribing to our YouTube channels. And if you are signed up to MeasureSummit, you are not automatically entered. That's important. You need to enter this giveaway separately because that's basically in the rules. Not everybody wants to be part of a giveaway, and therefore we needed to do this separately. But that's a great chance to see if you can win this. And yeah, what should we do now? We haven't quite figured out. We went through the website. We have cool people on the chat already.
The only other thing is let's chat just about All Access Pass.
Okay, yeah, sure.
See that and kind of what that looks like.
I'm gonna go back here. If you click up here to the All Access Pass, you are able to get the All Access Pass. It's an unlimited All Access Pass. That means you get access to all the recordings of MeasureSummit, all the 20 sessions that are coming out at a price of $197 right now. That's $100 off the price that will be after the summit. Was it Messer?
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, it's going to go up to $297 after this event is over. Right. So while the event is going on, it's super important. It's $100 off. So take advantage of that. If you see the content, you've already been like, yeah, this is worth it. I want to keep this around. I want to keep access to the community because you would have that back there. So, make sure you take advantage of that. $100 off right now.
Right. And are there not some perks here as well? You get access to the presentations, the audio recording. So we're going to produce afterwards some more material around this. We have a virtual event with me and Mercer to answer your questions, and you will still have access to the private community. So if that's something for you, then check it out. So again, you get access to all of these different sessions. Yeah, that's our All Access Pass.
Nice. I will say we are also working on, and it's soon to be released. So we'll talk about this probably in between the sessions, or if we can, we'll try to release it right before we go live with our first speaker with Julius. We're working on a little scavenger hunt contest for everybody too, to kind of go to the site. So we'll talk about that when it's up and ready.
Pay attention.
Pay attention. Pay attention.
Yeah.
So yeah, it should be pretty cool. And of course, like I said, the Q&A is the biggest deal. So live chat's fine. Keep Q&As there. We're pulling those out and getting those to speakers. Speakers are answering questions as fast as they can. Those that can join live, not everybody can, but those that can will. Q&A section in the live event page, you can just ask questions there, and that's another way to get them to the speakers. And the community, going to the speaker Q&A and popping them in there. We're kind of gathering them all, sending them to the speakers, and getting answers back. So again, and a special thank you to all of our speakers, because it's additional time, effort, and energy that they're putting in to help make MeasureSummit amazing. We could not do it without you. So thank you everybody that helped out with this. It's been absolutely amazing.
One idea that I just had is how did you guys like yesterday, day number 1? We had great speakers, and maybe everybody who is already in the chat, if you could let us know which one you enjoyed the most, and maybe you didn't see all of them yet, but you can still go over to the speaker pages and see those that were yesterday. So I'd be interested in hearing from everybody. We have a diverse group of people here, obviously. It's something,
Yep.
wow, my Siri just went on. The diverse people here that come from all over the world. And we even had people from Australia yesterday who stayed up till 3 a.m. I think we start there at 2 a.m. or something like that. It's crazy. So it's kind of hard to top this today, but yeah, we already have here Matteo is also here. Great to see you again, Matteo. We have Johans, Josue, Chantal, and Chris is also here. Franchak, who I've seen yesterday already. Great to have you again here. And Thiago from Sao Paulo, Brazil, so South America, also in the house. We have Chris, Vlad, yeah, Daniel, and Julius is also already here. Rebecca says all were excellent, but especially loved Ahmad. So Ahmad did a presentation about 6 secrets of Data Studio, and yeah, I also thought that it was really well received. We had some great interactions in the chat as well, because there were some things that people didn't quite know, and it's always interesting to hear from somebody who is really experienced with this stuff, right? So it's not just going into Data Studio and telling you how to set up a chart or so. No, somebody who works with the tool day in and day out comes across these little things that nobody thinks about, right? And that was Ahmad's talk. That was really great to see. Jay is here from the UK. Eric is here from northern Sweden. The Netherlands. Fred is here from the Netherlands. Great to have you as well. Jay says, yesterday was great. The remarketing session was great. Yeah, our boss of Google Ads,
Mike Rhodes, yep.
Mike Rhodes, did a great job on this one as well. In Piyush from India, I think India is 3 hours behind us. So it's even later for them. So you need to stay strong, Piyush.
Yeah, what time is it? What time is it right now in India?
Probably like 9 p.m. or something. Okay. Yeah. Then we have Rehab from France, Angela from Canada. Really a diverse group now. Yeah, somebody from Antarctica. We didn't have anybody from New Zealand yet. And Hawaii.
Oh, New Zealand's in the house somewhere. Yes.
Yeah, that's something.
And there's Utah. There you
Fred
go.
says Charles Farina was also really nice. I actually contacted Charles for his slides. I haven't gotten them yet, but hopefully he'll send them over at some point. Now, we didn't force our speakers to send over the slides because some people can't actually. They're under some of these NDAs. I know of one person in particular, that's Krista Seiden, who will not reveal anything completely out of the ordinary, but yeah, her slides are heavily based on her experience at Google and Google Analytics. So that's something that we all look forward to. Oh, 10 p.m. in India. All right. And then we have someone from Greece as well, and La Palma as well, Mario. Las Palmas, right? Yeah. All right.
Okay, so I've got a little ghetto. This is what happens when you let Mercer get back into the site, Julian. Okay. So it's not going to be as pretty as what everybody's, but it's going to work. Okay, you ready? You want to share screen?
Sure.
Julian hasn't seen this either.
You want to see my screen or your screen?
Your screen. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to see your screen. We're going to refresh the screen.
All right.
And now, we don't need everybody doing this right now.
I'm not logged in. Okay. You can.
Yeah. So now you see Scavenger Hunt.
Okay.
So this is what everybody now has access to. This is our little Scavenger Hunt. We're doing a little game. So if you click on Scavenger Hunt, so this is our nice little Google form. We figured this would be the easiest, simplest way for us to kind of do this. Evidently, I got your permission. Hey, that's why we're going to test it live.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. Hang on a second. Everybody will actually be able to do this.
So the idea behind it is?
The idea behind it is, so we're going to have you, we're asking questions of the virtual summit. So you're going to go, the virtual booths. So you're going to go into the virtual booth itself. And then we're going to be able to ask questions about those different pages, and you're going to answer those questions, kind of a little scavenger hunt. We're going to have a little trivia. So some of the questions are hidden in the videos, some of the questions are just on the pages, and then all the correct answers, we're going to take everybody's correct answer, and then we're going to come through and choose a prize. And we're going to be doing that multiple days. So the sooner you get this in, the more we're going to go through the drawing. And we're looking, actually, this is something the MeasureSummit community could help out with. We're looking for a cool random number generator, because we're going to take all the prizes. Let's say we have 1,000 people that got it right. We're going to assign everybody a number, and then I want to put it into a random generator that we can all watch. So I have found lots of, and this was literally an idea we had like 35 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So that's why this is all sitting last minute, because it is. We thought, hey, it'd be kind of fun. So we found a lot of wheels that spin, but they cannot handle like 1,000 as a data set. And we want something that's kind of fun to watch. So is there something out there that somebody knows about that you can put in the chat that is a random number generator where you can kind of see it working, you know?
Like a little bit of an animation rather than
a little
just
animation
press a button and
that's
bam.
got something cool. Not just bam, here's your number, because that's kind of boring. We want something that's like got some suspense to it. So that's what we're looking for. If anyone's got that, and if nobody can find that, and somebody's got some coding skills,
right, a BigQuery,
something to put together.
Set up a BigQuery.
Yeah. If anybody could do it, this community can. It's the MeasureSummit community.
Right.
All right.
And so this form, you fill it out, and then there will be questions in there, or how will it work?
Yeah, it's just the questions are in there. It says, hey, go to this page and then figure this out.
Okay.
It's really all it is. And then
from everybody who enters, we will draw somebody within the.
And I'm going
at the end, right?
For sake of
today.
Yeah, probably toward the end of today. Yeah. We'll draw some prizes. So I think it'll be some training courses and things like that for individuals. What I'm going to do in the meantime, because I cannot figure out this permission issue, I'm just going to go ahead and put in a link. We're going to put a little button that says click here to go to the scavenger hunt. And then it'll take you right to that. So give me just a moment and you can refresh your screen again.
Yeah, right.
This is why we do stuff live. I personally, I was talking to Julian, yesterday about this thing. I was like, I love teaching stuff live. So like all of our workshops are live. And I'm like, this is, okay, that didn't work out. Julian's, I've seen do the same thing, right? And we were like, that's what I love about our teaching styles is it's like, oh, you click on this link. Wait, that didn't work. Hang on. Oh yeah, I forgot there's a checkbox. But that's what it's like.
Yeah.
Like that's the real world. And I love that. So I'm like, okay, well, that didn't quite work out.
Julius has a suggestion to ask Ben Collins to write a Google Sheet. That would.
There you go.
We can pay him. Probably need to.
I love that. If we have to do Ben's got to do it quickly.
Yeah. But although I must say his session tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Yeah, his session tomorrow is a complete live demo, and he did a really great job of just going through this whole thing in a very short amount of time. It was quite amazing. He's like, yeah, here and this, and now we're gonna write a little bit of app script, and so you're gonna learn a lot because it really goes beyond just using Google Sheets to something that how pros use it, definitely. So I'm really excited to get this started today, and yeah, just for everybody who just joined, we do have a great program for you today. So first of all, let's pull up the agenda again. We have Julius, who's already in the chat, talking about the Google Tag Manager data layer, some tips and tricks there. And then we get to Leah Pika, who is really a data storytelling. She calls herself advocate, but I would say master. Her presentation is really worth watching, I think, because she does this professionally, teaching people how to present, especially data. So it's really interesting to see what she has come up with. Then we have the master of Google Ads, of YouTube ads. It's Tom Breeze, How to Crush It with YouTube Ads, 3 Steps to Predictably Profitable and Stupendously Scalable Results. I'm super interested in that because I actually struggled a little bit with this during our time of making these ads on YouTube. Maybe you have seen them, where I was thinking like, yeah, is this actually something good? Isn't there a formula out there that can, because there's so many more variables in a video ad than on just a creative, a image creative, right? And it's so much harder to produce these ads. So we produced, I think, 2 or 3. and we tested them up and down. But making more of these ads probably takes a little bit longer time. So professional teams, this whole YouTube ads thing, it's quite amazing how this is still a field that people are exploring, which I'm obviously as a YouTuber love this because that brings more money onto the platform, which is always good for creators as well. Right, and then we have Krista Seiden, who is the closest speaker that we could get to from Google. She's not at Google anymore, but she used to work for Google on the Google Analytics product as a product manager, and she's going to talk about digital analytics trends, a changing industry, and what's next. So it's super interesting to hear her perspective on this as well. And last but not least, the guy with the lab coat, it's Brian Massey, Everyday Behavioral Science for Websites that Convert. Now, I haven't personally encountered Brian yet. I don't know if, Mercer, can you say anything about his talk?
Brian Massey is the original conversion scientist. So he's been doing the CRO, conversion rate optimization, for many, many years. He's got a ton of experience when it comes to this stuff. And so what he basically went through was, how do you take this from design, from a design perspective? Because there's been a couple of, and we talked about this a little bit in his presentation, so I'm not going to give too much away, but we talked about these companies that will make massive design changes and they just throw it out there, but it's not tested, it's not data driven, they didn't go through any real research, and it just kind of like looked good, or it was the trend or whatever the thing was, and it just all of a sudden you go from making a bunch of money in revenue to nothing, and or cutting that substantially down. And these design changes can be really unfortunate, and it's because data wasn't involved in the design. And so his whole talk is about how, as data people, as numbers people, as the people who are doing the measurement, how can we help guide design? How can we better communicate with design to make sure that it's research driven, it's data driven, and that it's got a better than average chance of being successful when it goes out. So that was kind of his talk, and it was also helping kind of think about, like, how does design look at this, and how does data look at this, and how to combine things together. It was a pretty good structure. So that's what Brian's talk was all about.
Cool. I'm looking forward to hearing this as well. Yeah, we have a packed day, and it's going to be a long day for everybody here in Europe. Hopefully you're going to join us till midnight today. And I'm looking forward
midnight in Europe.
To midnight in Europe, yeah. And in the US, it's a bit different. But we wanted to include as many people as possible. So that's why we chose these times. All right.
All right. So that scavenger hunt should be up and running.
Okay.
At this point. So I just put a little button back there.
Let me check this.
Do it on the fly. You can definitely tell the pages that I built versus the pages that the team.
Oh,
built.
so here's a button now.
Yeah, there's a button.
Okay.
So it's like, cool. There's a button. There's your scavenger hunt. So you can go through there. Pop in little answers. Now, one thing to point out: you have to be registered for MeasureSummit. So I know that there's some companies that have given out the link, said, "Hey, go watch this stuff," and that's totally cool. But we want to make sure that for the contest and everything, that you're registered for MeasureSummit. So if your email, you want to use the email address that you registered for MeasureSummit 2020 to get your free ticket or your all access pass. Doesn't matter which one, but you would use your email address. Then as you go through here, you'll see these are the questions. So kind of like, hey, go to this page now.
Wow, there's a lot of questions.
It's one for every virtual booth.
Okay.
That's what we did. So you go to the virtual booths and you'll say, okay, what was the thing here? What was the thing here? And that's our little scavenger hunt. So we're gonna do this today. The sooner you can get this in, the more you'll be able to win, because we're gonna be doing drawings from this pool. And again, just if anybody finds any cool animated random number generator that we could use, that'd be kind of fun to watch, and we'll do that live as well.
Right.
But that's our little scavenger hunt. That was a complete, like I said, that was just kind of a cool idea. We're like, oh, let's try this out. And if anybody's got stuff like that, that's also some place to, if you want to put in like questions from in the community, there's a thing that says questions for Julian and Mercer. Pop it in there. Like any suggestions you have, like we're getting back there from time to time to make sure we can keep up with everybody. But anything we can do to make MeasureSummit 2020 even better than it's already been. Day one was incredible feedback. We had people on LinkedIn. It was like, this is better than Netflix. It was awesome. So thank you for posting that, because that was really cool. There were people sharing it everywhere. Which is really, really fantastic. So
yeah, I loved it. That there was a great reaction, and I actually was mostly worried about the tech, because it's always a thing of trying to get this all to work. But apparently the platform is pretty stable, at least how you build it and your team have built it.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. I'm doing that right now. Whatever superstitions you have. Yeah, let's make sure we just keep it going. But so far, so good. We've been happy too.
Yeah, it's absolutely one of these things that is hard for us to predict if this is actually going all to work. And we also, wanted to do something special here. So it's not like one of these platforms. So this is all more or less custom built by Mercer's team together with WordPress. Some people asked about the tag that we are actually using. So this is a WordPress site custom built for also our people who bought the All Access Pass. And that way we can accommodate everybody on this live experience. And then we have something embedded here that you watch this video on probably is Vimeo. So on Vimeo, we are able to live stream now as well. And they really give us a platform to have these larger live streams, as some of the free companies out there like a YouTube or Twitch don't really let you embed it that easily. So Vimeo is really a great partner on this one. And then the chat is actually going through Chatroll. I don't know. We don't have a branding on there, but great company as well. It's funny. I looked at chat software in the last few months because I was looking also to build like a webinar room, and Chatroll is really the only one who is really doing it out there professionally in terms of like just a normal chat room. This was a big thing in the 2000s, but now nobody embeds a chat anymore on their website. So luckily we found those guys. And then I'm streaming this out. I'm actually connected with Mercer here through Skype. So Skype is has a little plugin and that lets us pull in his video feed and his video feed and then his audio into OBS, which I'm using for streaming this out directly to a software called Restream.io, which then restreams it to Vimeo. And right now, people can also see us on Facebook and on YouTube. Those guys who see us there, it's actually, this live stream is going to end in about 13 minutes, where if you want to see Julius's session after this live stream is over, then you need to come over to MeasureSummit.com and register there, so you'll see our live stream and be able to follow with all the sessions. So it's not going to be live streamed on YouTube entirely. Just our pre-show right now is something you can see over there. And then what else are we using in terms of tag? People are always curious about the tag. Obviously, we have Google Tag Manager running. We already got some notices about some stuff that we are doing with PII. Obviously, we also have the greatest speakers in the world, so there were some people that were able to help us out there as well. And maybe we can talk a little bit about like how this all came together and what we have been doing over the last few months. It's been a few months that we have actually conceptualized this. So maybe we'll start out with February, or March. I contacted Mercer just so to keep in touch, but also see if he would be up to doing something together. Because he came up to me last year and asked about something he wanted to do with a survey, and that never worked out. So we shelved that for now. And then I contacted him again, and in March we got together, and I said, "Hey, do you want to do some project today, like a virtual summit?" And he's like, don't really know, because as you might know, Mercer is around the speaker circle in the US a lot, and he's training a lot of people out there in different companies as well. And therefore, he's like, there's this thing that I've going on. 2 weeks later, American style, so to say, right? 2 weeks later, it was all on board.
So the conspiracy is maybe you had something to do with this whole thing.
I sent the writers over there. Yeah, and then 2 weeks later, we got together again, and he said, let's totally do this. I think we can pull it off. And then we started brainstorming, who should we have as speakers? What would it look like? What do we actually need? And at the beginning, we took it very slow, I would say. right? We didn't really go too fast in terms of like, let's get this all set up right now, because we knew let's do this maybe later in the year. In the summer, there's always like a period where
And
people.
everybody was coming out with virtual summits all of a sudden, because all the live events were like, we have an event in a week. Like, what are we going to do? And they all sort of slamming together this virtual thing. So we didn't want to blur everything with all at once and kind of get lost in the shuffle. It was the summer. There was obviously other stuff in the news that everybody was dealing with as a world. So we thought, okay, let's just kind of wait back. We figured September would be like the new normal. And it seems to have been like everyone's kind of used to stuff now. The patterns are in place. And so I was like, okay, let's do it in September. Plus, it gave us time to figure out the stuff that we didn't know, and think through things. Because our goal, we saw other virtual summits, which were good. I mean, it's good content, but we wanted it to have like a really good feel and a really good look. At least for this first one, we knew that it may not be perfect. It's going to be glitches, all that sort of stuff. But we wanted to put a good foot forward and have a good impression, at least for the first MeasureSummit, which I think so far, based on the feedback, has been amazing. So thank you for everybody and those of you that we talked to for ideas, and everything else has been unbelievable. And then any other ideas for 2021, like that's the thing. It's like, now we have the platform, now we've got it started, now we can make it even better. And with 2020.
There's Frank here he already went through the Scavenger Hunt and says that our site engagement metrics will soon go through the roof. That's a way to hack your metrics, vanity metrics, if you want to go so. Maybe just put a scavenger hunt on your website, and then
just put a scavenger hunt
on your client's website.
Conversion rate optimization.
Yeah, on your client's website, and then say, hey, I increased site engagement by 50%. That is a good hack. And then we really, to spin this to the end, we really just went out and asked the speakers, went through our list, and it was this was a scary period for me, at least, to see who was actually going to say yes. And there were some people that said no, because we know these guys, a lot of them are doing this professionally as well, on the speaker circle, and are getting money for this. And some people just couldn't do it for free. And but we try to accommodate everybody to say, at least, we're going to give you as much exposure as possible. And obviously, like somebody like Simo, super generous by giving us his time, doing 2 talks. And then we also came across, let's do this sponsor thing. So Supermetrics then came along, which is really great. And slowly it came together until we got more and more speakers. And then Mercer actually said, well, should we actually follow up with them? We have like kind of almost 20 speakers here. And I'm like, yeah, but we could just extend like the summit, and that's what we end up doing, right? One day more on Friday for you guys to enjoy, I guess. It was kind of hard then for me, because I contacted so many great speakers. It's like, should I really not follow up with them? Like, they would be really great, but then I didn't, and in the end, we just kept it at that. And there were some speakers in the last moments when we started the marketing, really the last few weeks, that said, hey, can I speak at MeasureSummit? I would love to jump in, and we couldn't make it work. So hopefully 2021 will be the year that we will have some other great speakers as well. Cool.
Yes. And of course, if you have suggestions, some people have had suggestions to like, hey, we've got, here's another place to find good speakers, or here's a speaker that I like. Ideally, we want to make sure that everybody here at MeasureSummit has already presented, and they, we don't want to be their first presentation necessarily. But if you know of speakers that you've heard, or if they've been at a Measure Camp you've been to, and you're like, this person's got an amazing presentation, and I think it'd be a good fit for MeasureSummit 2021, let us know that too. So in the community, it would be fine. Just pop it in wherever, we'll find it. We'll probably send out a survey too to everybody with those ideas. Because again, the whole point is like the community's helping the community to make MeasureSummit 2021 even better as we continue to build it. So thank you for that. And you guys know, you're out there. You'll see who's out there that's really giving incredible content that should be shared.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really looking forward to the next presentation now. So we are almost at time, 5 minutes left, and we're gonna hear from Julius from Analytics Mania about the data layer, and he's gonna give us some tips. So for everybody who needs to take a quick break, we are gonna go and put up the timer here and count it down for the next 5 minutes, and then I'll see you back again here in 5 minutes for Julius's talk about the Google Tag Manager data layer. See you soon.
See you soon.
Hey there and welcome back to another session of MeasureSummit. And in this session, we're going to talk all about Google Tag Manager and the Google Tag Manager data layer. And specifically, I have the right guest to talk about this with us today. It is Julius from Analytics Mania. Now, if you're not familiar with Julius, you probably came across his blog unconsciously. It's all over the web. He is a master in Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics and goes in depth on all the little intricacies of how you can or what you can do with Google Tag Manager and with these different tracking techniques that are out there. He has super many guides on it. Definitely check out his blog. He also teaches this stuff in his online course, and he does this also offline. So maybe you can catch him in one of the countries where he's teaching at the moment. And he is also a speaker, taught at different events over the world in different web analytics events. So welcome to MeasureSummit, Julius.
Thanks for having me. Welcome.